with another Splinterlands video. So there's nothing going to be really groundbreaking in this video. I think it's very clear. Everyone knows how powerful Lux can be, but I haven't really put any gameplay out with it. I think I used it a couple times in my gameplay analysis video, the last one that came out. But I wanted to put out some specific battles that I've played with Lux, where I felt that there are some synergies unlocked with specific splinters that haven't existed before. So I'm going to run through 3 battles across 2 different splinters and just sort of talk about what I'm seeing. Again, nothing groundbreaking. This isn't like a new crazy strategy in here or anything. Just, you know, how the game has changed a little bit and some of the new combinations you can run with Lux that you didn't have access to before for a given splinter. Before I get into the gameplay, just a reminder, I am Pox21 and I cover Splinterlands here on the channel. If you are new to the YouTube community, it would be awesome if you could take a second to subscribe to the channel. And I would welcome you in with open arms. So let's get into it. So death. I've had a couple death matches where I've played Lux. This was probably one of the more compelling ones. But basically, the reason why Lux is so good for death, again, this isn't like mind-shattering, is that death summoners historically have nerfed your opponent. That's sort of death's thing. It's all nerfs, nerfs, which is nice in specific contexts and, you know, throwing together certain lineups. But when you want to build an attack-focused team with death, you're generally not getting that much from the synergies. So like take Thaddeus Brood, for example. I mean, and we don't really know what the legendary for death is going to be yet, but right now we have Thaddeus Brood, the Chaos Legion one. It's -1 magic, -1 health. That's nice, that's great. In certain contexts, that's awesome. But unfortunately, when you want to go on the offensive with death, Thaddeus Brood isn't a great choice because you're not gaining anything from that. You're sort of relying on your opponent playing magic in order to get a huge boost here. So let's take it for example. If I were to play Thaddeus Brood, what would have happened? I would have gained 1 mana, so I would have tossed in probably the 1 mana chaos card somewhere. Probably, I would say between the Gorglodon and the Silent Shavi. Not a big deal, wouldn't really have done much for me. And I would have nerfed their magic by 1. And I would have nerfed their health by 1. That would have been offset a little bit, but still we would have nerfed their buff. Instead, what am I getting? I am getting a shield on everyone that normally would not have existed, which is going to be a big deal. Specifically when you're talking about them bringing an opportunity monster. I'm going to get an additional speed, and then you combine that with the Lyra, and now we're talking 2 additional speed. That's a big deal. Again, they have some of the same synergies, so you're going to see it on both sides. And then I'm getting the additional health, so it's kind of the opposite of nerfing their health. I'm getting an additional health. And this plays in really well with some of these cards. Obviously, with the double speed boost. The Silent Shavi now with an additional shield, which is nice. Plus, now we're talking 8 speed. And the big guy here, the Gorglodon, so he already has True Strike, so the speed isn't that big of a deal, and he's going from 1 to 3. But all of a sudden, when you're talking about being enraged, which you'll eventually get in this match, you go from 3 to 5. So again, you're not worried about missing, but now the Gorglodon is frequently going to get hit first compared to the person it's lined up with. And that's going to make a difference here in this battle. Let's watch it. So again, nothing really groundbreaking, but it's just a synergy that you have that didn't used to exist. You know, and they tried a very similar thing here, right? So, you know, it's not like I had a big advantage by running this. It's just like a nice strategy that I wanted to show you. Yeah, the Gorglodon isn't going to miss, even though it looks like he has a good chance, right? 4 speed difference. The 2 misses from their Lyra were a big deal. My Chaos Agent was doing work back there. You know, them not landing the poison helped me a lot. Yeah, we definitely got a little bit lucky, but again, there's just a lot of synergies here that you never used to have with death. And now we can get raged. It's at 8 damage. All right, so make quick work though. Now we're gonna move on to the next battle. And this one's with life. So right now, let's think about the life summoners we have. We have Sloan for archery plays. Doesn't get used a lot at the highest levels. You know, and there's a lot of times where if I have to go low mana life, I have to play Sloan because, you know, I'm not going to go 6 for the Wraith. I need all the mana I can get. And I just don't use the archery buff. There's just not that many cards, low mana, that I want to use archery for. So it's almost just like wasting a summoner. But now, for the 1 additional mana, I can go with Lux. So like normally right here, I would either have to play Wraith, which you're going to see in the next battle. We actually go up against a Wraith in a similar context. Wraith doesn't bring a lot of table for what I'm trying to bring a lot to the table for what I'm trying to run here. This is a very offensive focused play, right? I have the Jared Scar in the back. I have the Vol'gin both as a sneak protection, which isn't going to matter here, but also, you know, it's going to scavenge up. Eventually, if it gets to the front as my last monster, it has the dodge, has the enrage, it'll have a lot of health. Sloan or Wraith doesn't help me that much here. It's not a direct synergy. Like giving Scar, who's my most important monster, Void Armor, you know, while he's sitting in the back from melee, can attack from anywhere, doesn't do much for me. Amplify would help Pelagor Conjurer a little bit, but again, not that big of a boost. On the flip side, everyone gets a shield, which matches Wraith. And the big thing is the speed. So now along with this speed, Jared Scar now has 4 speed. Again, has True Strike's not that big of a deal, but it's going to now hit before some of these other monsters. It has a better chance of wiping out the Zenith Monk before it can heal, or someone else can heal it, or they didn't bring any other heals, but you know, depending on what cards come out, the speed's a big deal. And it just plays more into the strategy that I'm trying to run, which is evasive up front, so I want to be as fast as possible, and then big hitters in the back, which Lux just does a better job of than Sloan, right? I would have got no boost here anywhere from Sloan. And Wraith is a defensive summoner, and I'm trying to do an offensive play. So let's just play it. Just gives more functionality with white. As we sort of set this one up, this is a fun Scar battle. Like the elusiveness up front, as we can see from the Conjurer. It's going to get a lot of misses. But as I'm setting this up, another one that I'm curious to try, and I'm wondering if anyone here has had success with it, is I really want to use Earth. I think there could be some great Earth plays. Right now it's very Obsidian focused, where I think, you know, there's some non-magic plays which could work really well with Lux. I haven't had an opportunity to do it yet, but I'm wondering if anyone's here has had some success. So if you have, let me know. What are some of your favorite Earth lineups to run with Lux? Yeah, back to this. You just see Jared Scar doing it. Like, Lux probably doesn't make the difference here. I'm simply just talking from a synergy perspective. Low mana life has been something I've run a lot with Lux. I think Jared finishes it off. We're talking now, you know, 12 damage, 9 speed. Crazy. Okay, then our last one, here's a situation where I normally find myself in this spot. So 26 is like mid mana. It's enough to use a 6 mana summoner, and there's not a lot of summoner options here, right? But it's hard to set up what Wraith works best at, which is tossing a big tank up front, whether it be the shield bearer or whether it be you know, whoever it is. Just tossing a big tank up front and then protecting them, keeping them alive with the void armor, bringing cleanses, repairs. You know, that's the staple Wraith play, and it's really a high mana play. It's hard to run in lower mana contexts like this. So you're stuck with 2 options. You play the Wraith, knowing you're not really going to be able to build a great synergy here. You know, as you can see, they did a very attack-focused lineup, kind of like I did. You know, melee, 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 archery with light in the back. But they brought a defensive summoner. That's not going to bring much to the table. You could also bring Sloan, and if you look, you get a nice little boost from the Gym Meteor. You know, maybe with the extra mana, someone else gets swapped out. Like maybe instead of this, he brings a Crystal Smith, or you know, I'm not sure. But not a big boost from Sloan. On the flip side, I'm getting a speed boost, which is big. When you have, you know, same versus same matchups, if you can be faster than them and go first, that can be the difference between a win and a loss. On top of that, a really great synergy on life with Lux is the Adelaide Brightwing. So you get the double speed, right? So speed here, plus the shield from Lux. You're now giving the Adelaide something to repair. So the double speed boost from the combination, plus being able to utilize the Brightwing's repair. So normally if I play Sloan, it's harder for me to get some shield in. But now, you know, in this particular one, I do bring a Protect. But I wouldn't have had to bring a Protect to still get the benefit of Brightwing's repair. So very similar lineups. And ultimately, I think it's my summoner that makes a difference for me. I was just a little bit faster. You know, obviously I need a little bit of luck depending on where these scatter shots go. You know, there's the Brightwing in action. I'm able to hit that, which isn't a given. They actually hit theirs as well. It's an annoying poison. So both of my sneak monsters go before both of theirs. You know, it's going to be very, very important. Actually, this works out really well. You can set it up to get your Protect monster to lose the armor. But then if you revive it or resurrect it, all the armor comes back. So that makes a huge difference. Now again, our sneak monsters go first. So on the next turn, we're going to get rid of their Uraeus before their Uraeus gets to go. Boom. So the Uraeus didn't get to go that turn. Again, I think we had already built up a big enough lead, but that's the type of stuff that can matter and determine if you're going to win or lose matches. Sorry, my dog's barking a little bit. Wants to go outside. So this is the final battle we're going to show. And as you can see, we kind of just overwhelmed them by the end. So I'm going to stop it here. Again, nothing groundbreaking, just showing off Lux. It's obviously a very expensive card, very powerful card. I'm just, you know, enjoying using it and trying it out with some of the different splinters. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching. Again, if you're new, it's awesome if you could take a second to like and subscribe to the community. I will talk to you guys soon and see you around the game.